And he himself gave some to be apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers, for the equipping of the saints for the work of ministry, for the edifying of the body of Christ, till we all come to the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God.
God says if you're going to have intimacy in this relationship, you've got to be willing to give the most important thing you have. If you're not willing to take your blood kin and lay them down for this relationship, it won't work. If you're not willing to take a job, if you're not willing to take a friend, if you're not willing to take an opportunity or a hobby or something like that, if you're not willing to take everything, even the most important thing in your life, with the exception of your personal relationship with God, and lay it down for this marriage, what you're saying is, that is more valuable to me than you are. See, this is called idolatry between us and God. You realize if I will not give up money for God, what I'm saying is that money is more important to me than God. Remember what Jesus said, you can't serve God and mammon. You're going to love the one and hate the other. You're going to hold the one and despise the other. And Jesus says, wherever your treasure is, there will your heart be also. The word treasure is the word thesaurus. It means repository, treasure chest, bank. The word heart is the word cardia. It means passion, the seat of our emotions. Jesus said, wherever you're depositing your most important treasures, your passion will go there. If you're depositing your treasures in God, you'll have a passion for God. But if you're taking what belongs to God and you're giving it to someone else, your passion will not be for God. Your passion will be over here, and that's called idolatry. And the Bible tells us that God is a jealous God. That God doesn't tolerate rivalry. God doesn't tolerate something taking us away from Him. Anything that we put in God's place, God begins to oppose. Our spouse is created in the image of God. We are created in the image of God. And we instinctively know when we get married, you belong to me before you belong to work. You belong to me before you belong to church. You belong to me before you belong to your parents. You belong to me before you belong to those things. And if you will not give those things up for me, what you're telling me is you don't value me. And you say anything you want to with your lips. I'm listening to your life. That's what speaks the loudest to me. God says, for this cause, a man shall leave his father and his mother. I came into the ministry. And when I came into the ministry, preaching years ago, Karen and I went through a hard time in our marriage. And the reason we did is because I was 29 years old. I took over a 900-member church at that time. And I was trying to be all things to all people. I was rarely at home. When I came home, Karen was very frustrated with me. I wanted sympathy. I wanted mercy from the sister. And, she was frustrated with me. And Karen's a wonderful wife, and she was very supportive, but Julie is over here, our daughter's sitting over here by Karen. And Julie was a little girl. Julie was maybe 4 or 5 years old, and I was just coming into the ministry. And I came home, and what I wanted from Karen is I wanted her to sympathize with me. And I would work 12, 14-hour days, 6, 7 days a week. And I just didn't have time for the kids, didn't have time for Karen. But I saw home as just being a refueling station. And I remember coming home one night, and this was after months of Karen complaining to me that, Jimmy, we don't see you anymore. You don't have any time for us. You don't have time for the kids. And I didn't. And my heart wasn't turned toward the kids. And Karen kept complaining, and she was loving me, and she wasn't mean or anything, but she just kept complaining and kept complaining. I remember one night I came in, and I was expecting sympathy and mercy and understanding, and I just got this cold stare when I came in, and I said, what's wrong with you? And she said, well, Brent needs you. He's crying in there because his friend said something to him, whatever, and Julie needs this, and I need this or whatever. And I just thought, that's all I need is to walk in here after a hard day with all this list of demands. When I walk in here, I need a little support is what I need. And Karen just gave me that look that only women can give. It's a patented woman look. If you have the devil in you, it'll scare him out of you. And so she gave me that look, and so I just thought, and we're not yellers or screamers or anything like that, but when I get mad, I get quiet. And so Karen did that to me when I walked in. I just thought, well, fine. So I didn't talk to her for several days. In fact, I slept on the couch. And I just thought, I'm not going to give the sister the benefit of my company. And she's not being nice to me. So, I just thought, well, I am a man of God. I'm serving the Lord. I'm feeding His sheep. And when I get home, I just need somebody to understand that. And so we went to a several-day Cold War over whatever. I was laying on the couch the third night. That's kind of getting tired of being on the couch, and I thought, well, she's wrong. She ought to be in here. I ought to be in the bed. Well, anyway, so it doesn't work out that way, though. But I was laying there, and I was praying in my very, self-righteous way, and I just said, Lord, help Karen realize she's wrong. And the Lord spoke to me so clearly and said, you're wrong. And I thought, get thee behind me. That is not the Lord. And it was the Lord. And the Lord said, you're wrong. You have communicated to her that the ministry is more important than she is. You go repent to her. I couldn't believe it. I just absolutely couldn't believe it. I walked into the bedroom after a long, wrestling with the Lord. And I walked into the bedroom, knelt by the bed, and I said, I'm sorry. And she said, why? And I said, because I've communicated to you that the ministry is more important to you than it's not, and I'm going to quit. I don't want the ministry more than I want you, Karen. I want you more, and I'll quit, and we'll do whatever we have to do to get by. She said, Jimmy, you're not supposed to quit the ministry. God has called you to the ministry. All I'm asking for is give us what we need here at home before you give it there. It healed our marriage. And God honored it in the ministry. The ministry, the church here, our television ministry, whatever, has flourished because God wanted me to invest at home first. I'm just saying, if your spouse is complaining because something has come before them, and you're saying, listen, I'm just busy. Listen, it's not more important than you. Regardless of what you're saying, you're communicating low value. A friend that comes into your life and you really like this friend, and when you pick up the phone and your friend calls, you say, oh, how are you? It's good to talk to you. Yeah, you're real energetic. You're off the phone. Who is that? Nobody. The energy level. Karen told me one time, she said, I wish you would talk to me the way you talk to your friends on the phone.